You're listening to the Agony Column News Report featuring interviews, phone interviews, reports from live book events and festivals, and conversations with readers. You can find additional news, interviews, book reviews, and more 5 days a week at the Agony Column website at trashotron.com/agony.
Little man, what now? The simplest explanation for the conservative comeback is that hard times cause people to lash out at whoever's in power. In 2010, that happened to be the Democrats. Ergo, their rivals staged a comeback. But surely the two parties are not simply interchangeable like Coke and Pepsi. They're able to control their own fate to some degree, to differentiate themselves from each other. Besides, history provides enough examples of public sentiment moving consistently in a particular direction to show that it need not always flop aimlessly back and forth. Another widely held view attributes the conservative resurgence to white racism, which is supposed to have been whipped into flames by the election of a black president. And indeed, one may point to some spectacular flare-ups of bigotry directed against the president and his party. But individual prejudice and a handful of name-calling incidents should not be enough to indict an entire movement, no matter how repugnant we find that prejudice and those names to be. Regardless of the racial fears some partisans hold in their heart of hearts, the new conservatism does not systematically generate racist statements or policies, and its leaders take pains to converse in the polite language of diversity. Yet other commentators seek to explain the right's revival by pointing to the ways it has leveraged the internet, just as Barack Obama himself once did. Conservatives are using the web to recruit followers. They're blogging like mad. They're all a Twitter with rageful tweets. In this view, the message is nothing and the medium is everything, and you could probably get King George III himself elected if you built an awesome-looking website and got all clickety-click interactive and shit. Old ways of thinking about conservatism have proved equally unsatisfactory in the new situation. For years, it was possible to understand the laissez-faire revival of recent decades by noting the various forms of mystification in which the debate was always cloaked, namely the culture wars. From the 1970s up to the years of George W. Bush, the great economic issues weren't settled by open argument or election year slogans. They were resolved by...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?